Alright. Alright. Theme song, theme song, theme song, theme song, theme song. That's almost like it was practiced. It was not. It wasn't practiced. What? What did you? I was so confused. What did you just say? I've been drinking, remember?
Yeah.
Yeah. And you have?
No notes.
Nopes. John has nopes.
I mean, I can tell you, like, I drove to Arizona, visited my parents, and Supercross with me and Brody. It was fun, hanging out with my parents, my mom and dad. It was good to see them. It was good. I got pulled over in my ex-wife's cabin, of course. Got my PP slapped and got a warning and police and got out of there. And I didn't get arrested.
Yay.
And then, and I lost my wedding ring.
In the town.
No.
That his ex-wife.
No, that's not true. It was at her house. Just kidding.
I know, but that still, like, diddled my stomach a little.
Well, don't say stupid things.
It was like somebody touching my belly button. Sorry, Tommy. It's still gross, though.
Like somebody licked it.
Oh, right. All right. We're done. Goodbye.
So anyway, yeah. So it was enjoyable. Went up. It sucked that I lost my ring, and it sucked that I got my PP slapped. But the ticket was only a warning, which was okay. But it was nice to see my parents and my sister, even though she lives down the street. But okay, so
and your nephews.
How weird is it though? We're sitting there. We are in Glendale, Arizona, and I'm waiting to sit down, and there's a dude with his back turned to me, and he's like 3 seats from my seat, and I'm waiting for him to sit down. I'm like, oh my god, this guy's freaking taking forever, right? And I'm not even thinking about it, and I'm like, well, that shirt looks familiar. I've only seen that shirt a couple times. I wonder if that guy turns around. I would be weird if I knew him. And he turns around, and it's freaking my ex-wife's brother, who I was friends with long before her, so we were still friends. But it was my friend Rob, and I turn around. He turns around. We look at each other. We're like, holy shit, man. He lives a quarter mile from us now, from where we live now, and we never see him. But yet I go to Arizona and run into him 3 seats away from him.
That's so
randomly,
funny.
just random out of the whole place. 10,000, 20, whatever, 1,000 people. Oh, that was funny. Anyway. So that was our excitement, and then Brody and I drove home, and that was kind of it. I took a month off of disc golf. I played again this weekend, which was kind of nice, and kind of, I showed some signs of life, so it was okay.
You cut your hand open, too.
And I took some stitches in my hand on Monday. I've been pretty adventurous lately. So
Yeah, you have. I have no notes, but here, let me tell you.
yeah, see, look. I was like showing the computer that, like, I like pointed down. I was showing the computer. Look at, here's my foot.
You don't need those chips.
Hey, there's a puppy. Hey,
It's a baby.
puppy.
She's not. She's actually really smart, which is scary.
So yeah, that's kind of my notes. Then we got home, we enjoyed the day, and then we just went to Super Bowl Sunday, and we went and hung out with our friends, Art and Kathy, and a few of their friends, and another friend of mine, Art Kai, and his girlfriend who I'd never met. Hey. So yeah, it was cool. The Chiefs got their butt kicked, the Eagles won, and then we drove home. And here we are. And I burped.
Nice. So I do have something to tell you. So I think I've told you. So I have an Alexa in my studio, and my Alexa will be going with me when we leave studios. I have an Alexa in my studio, and I always say thank you and please to her. And
She's all between them now.
Okay, hold on, baby. There you go.
Can't
Good
figure
girl.
out this shit.
It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Hi, baby.
Anyway.
Yeah, so I always say thank you to her. Oh my god.
This is so difficult.
I say thank you and please to her. And the other day, she's done it a couple times where she's like, thank you for being so polite. I appreciate you. Yeah. And it fucking freaks my clients out every time. Because I guess they're like, Alexa, play this, bitch. And I'm like, hey, Alexa, can you please play, you know.
I always tell the automated things, please and thank you.
I do too. Because I was like, I want to be a
Terminator.
Yes, I want to be a sex slave. I don't want to, like, wipe a robot's chode. Like, I would rather, like...
I've got an oil leak. Can you clean that up?
Yeah.
And they're like, open my legs and clean up my oil leak.
But the other day...
Oh my God, we got a squirter.
The other day...
Would that be considered
the hydraulics. It's all...
So
the other day...
Oh, God.
I said thank you. I asked her a question. I was massaging someone, and they're like, wait, what year was that? So I asked her, and I was like, thank you. And she played this, like, little ditty, and she's like, doo-doo-doo, you're welcome. And I was all, whoa. Like, she's never, like, went that far, and I was like, holy shit. But I started thinking about it, and when I say, hey, because for some reason you're the top on the Prime, even though
Right.
it's my Prime membership, but it's
Weird.
under Dad. So every time I'm like, Alexa, please play Pandora, and she's like, playing Pandora from Dad's Amazon. And I was like, oh my God, I'm giving John my robot points. So like when they take over, they're gonna be like, Dad was super. I'm not, even though I'm the one saying thank you and please to her, they think I'm under your account. So
Maybe I can be a robot sex slave.
no, you're a cheater. You just want to cheat. That's not right. That's why you lost your ring.
Up.
You lost your ring.
You're fucked up.
I am.
No, I mean, you fucked up.
Yeah. Thanks, John. So you get robot points, and that really fucked me up. And then, was it yesterday or the day before? Freddie was taking off his sweater, but his shirt got stuck in his sweater too, and he said he was in clothes prison.
You're like getting off.
He couldn't get out.
But you start panicking.
And he goes, now I know what it's like to be a toddler. He's like, he was in clothes prison.
Man, I forgot what it was like to be a toddler.
It was so funny. And then, so the day that John got his stitches, I came home early too, and we did married people things because the kids weren't there.
I don't remember that.
Yeah, we did married people things because the kids weren't there.
Yeah.
And then I was like, oh, I don't have to go back to work for like another hour. So I had on this like long hoodie thing, and I was on the couch, and I'm just sitting there with Franny and
No pants on.
no pants on, just got married people, and then fucking Tyler walks in out of fucking nowhere, and he's all, hey, I brought Andrew, and I was like, I'm not wearing any pants.
And your dad's cleaning up.
And I like had to grab our clothes were all over the living room. So I'm like picking them up, and like I was on the phone with Allie, and I just like went in our room, and I was like, I'm not even gonna go say hi.
It's probably lucky he wasn't there 10 minutes earlier.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because he would have been trauma. That's pretty fun.
Dogs running down. I don't know what that means.
Dogs are running on the building.
It says, oh, when you were in Arizona, okay, because you're gone.
Right.
So John and I sleep in separate blankets. It's life-changing,
thing.
by the way.
Everybody, you don't do it, you should.
Everybody I tell, they're like, that's the smartest thing in the world. And I was
Yeah.
like, yes, I know.
You should try.
So, but you were gone. So I made the bed like an adult. And I put the blankets across the whole
So you just
bed.
had one bed. Like
Yeah.
one blanket. Well, that's interesting.
Yeah, and I was like, oh, and it was so pretty. I had the pillows. Like, it looked like an
I did
adult.
that at my mom and dad's when they were clean. It was kind of nice.
And I did it like...
I think we need to sleep in separate blankets. What if we just have two twins and we'll go old school, like fiance,
like Lucy and...
like Lucy and Desi will just have separate beds.
Dude, I'm kind of in.
But like we do when we go to a hotel, we have a fuck bed and a sleep bed,
Uh-huh.
which is weird. But we couldn't have that. We'd both be sleeping, so who's get this fuck bed?
Well, we'll fucking Bernie said it'll be fine. We'll have like a one of those blow-up beds. that just and then
in the middle.
Yeah. So anyway, but I made bed and I was like, oh yeah. And then I'm getting ready for bed and I'm closing everything down. And I get there and all the dogs are on the bed. To the point they're pinning down the blankets.
You can't even get in.
I can't even get in, so I had to use one of the throw blankets from the couch.
Because you're not big enough to go, get the fuck off the
No,
bed.
they won't move. Gilly just goes.
I slap them in their ass and make them move. I will smack them right in their butt.
And then I made Caleb go out to dinner with me because you guys were gone, and we went to Lucille's and we're eating, and I'm talking and I'm talking and I'm talking, and finally I looked at him and I go, now it is your turn to bring up a subject. And I was like, this is how adult interactions work. And he's all, oh, you want to see my college schedule? I was like, yes! And then he never showed it to me.
That's about right.
So,
that sounds right.
and then I met, and so John and I'm sure we told you guys, we went from a cow king to a queen.
Yeah, that's getting...
That lasted 2.5 weeks.
That's getting relocated to Brody's room.
Okay.
And there's a brand new cow king coming, which I'm excited.
But it was fun. I was like, I kept asking you, I was like, is it too small? Is it too small? And you're like, it's fine, it's fine, it's fine. And then, like, every time, though, I'd roll over, your face was fucking there. Like, boom! And so, but then you rolled over and you elbowed me in the nose so fucking hard that I started looking for Calicoons. It was like 3 in the morning.
Don't look at me like you want to fight.
While you're sleeping?
Yeah.
Yeah, so our Calicoon's going to come here, and then we're just giving Brody our queen, because we were like, fuck that shit. And then I met the new lady who's taking over the lease, but not taking over the lease because it's so fucking illegal and ghetto what they're fucking doing. So, I'm not mad, and I'm frustrated because I know Allie and I are going to go find somewhere better. It's just really annoying that I trusted someone and they're an asshole. You know?
Yeah.
And
yeah.
But then...
And I don't know that person, so I've only, like, had very little conversation with that person since you've been there, but I've always had a vibe like she's fake.
Oh, super fake.
Like fake. Like, and then I was like, then when I saw, like, I don't know if it was our kid's wedding or something, I was just like, dude, that's fucking as fake as it gets. I'm sorry, but anyway.
It just bugged me. So
my fake radar went off. My gaydar didn't go off.
No, so...
maybe it does sometimes, but maybe your fiance is a little bit...
No, they're married now.
Well, everybody needs to be right.
You went for it. But she, I don't know. I know everybody kind of wants to... I almost feel like I should tell the story here because everybody's like, oh, I listened to your podcast, what's happening? And I'm so sick of telling this fucking story. So...
Maybe do it next week when you get more stuff and it's fresh.
Okay. I shouldn't have more stuff, but yeah. Basically, the lease that Ellie and I thought, well, I'll just tell the whole story later.
You can tell it.
Right now?
Yeah, if you want.
I mean, I have other stuff. Like, I was talking about New York and my psychic.
Yeah.
So which should I do?
Do the other things and we'll go back to the...
Okay, John, I booked John and our New York trip is booked. And I'm so freaking excited. We're going to New York. You did this last time for me, Francis. Or tell us why. We booked. I feel like this is all over. It's because I've been drinking. We booked our trip to New York. We're going to New York in the end of July, which, funny enough, is when the lease runs out. So we're leaving on Thursday night. And we're arriving in New York Friday morning.
I'm having problems with this thing already.
Do you want me to get her?
No, she's just wanting loved, I guess, huh?
She's like, you guys were gone.
Yeah. Alright, so this is Francis, and she wanted to be part of the show again.
Ready, Francis. So, we're going... Okay, so we arrive in New York.
Sorry about this.
And then we're going to Connecticut, and then we're going to do Romantic Con in Connecticut. Anybody who
I saw
listens...
my fat on the side. Everybody saw it spill out.
Stop.
I need to get up on
Stop. Fuck. So we're going to Romanticon. Anybody in the East Coast that's near Connecticut, you should come to this signing. I can
that. You think
find
somebody from the East Coast listens to this thing?
Yeah, I can show you. I can show you our geographical demographic.
Jerk, I don't want it.
Okay.
I don't like
I'm gonna suck your head. I don't
it. It
know.
kind of sounded sexual and mean at the same time.
I don't fucking know why I said that. I can't. Jobin! So, we're going to do that, and then we're going to check out of the hotel in Connecticut on Sunday. Caleb wants us to go visit the gravestone of, like, our oldest found relative. Apparently they're buried
From
in
the
Connecticut.
stage side of the family.
Yeah. And then we're going to go back to New York, and we're going to stay in Tribeca for 3 days. We'll be there Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and we're coming back home Wednesday afternoon, and I'm fucking so excited. We are a 5-minute walk from the Comedy Cellar. I'm like, oh my God. Yeah, I did that. I made that noise, and I'm going to regret it because I've been drinking.
Good times.
Yeah, great oldies. And all I have
Yeah,
is...
so if anybody knows, if you do listen on the East Coast, I don't know what else to do in New York.
I do.
I mean, I just know like a comedy store thing, a comedy club, and a World Trade Center, and a Statue of Liberty, Ellis Island.
30 Rock.
Right.
And all of the comedy places in Times Square with the naked guitar cowboy. And, yeah. And we're going to get bagels. Because they say bagels taste differently in New York because of the water. You're not even paying attention to me.
I can't. I can eat bagels.
Okay.
That's
All I have is my psychic reading, and I can't talk about the psychic reading until I talk about the fucking lease. Because it's all about the lease.
Well, that sucks. We're going to be back on here in like 3 days.
Okay, are we just going to make it a quick one?
No, we can keep going. You're the one who knows. I don't have it.
Those are my notes. The psychic meeting,
You
meeting
want to
Maria.
tell the story? I don't care.
I don't know. You made it all weird.
Always.
Okay. Here's what's going on. So, about 4 months ago, B, the lady that I'm subleasing my room from Spoilish, came up to me and Allie at different times and told us that she found a place that she thinks she wants to move to. B has ADHD really bad, and she's compulsive, and she makes really weird, impulsive decisions. So Allie and I started talking, and Allie and I decided that we wanted to take over the lease because Allie's been there 4 years, I've been there 2, all of our clients know where we are, and we're just comfortable there. So we told B, and everything. So Allie and I actually kind of even like started decorating it, and we were making plans. Like I had stuff in my Amazon cart to buy to decorate this place, and then on a Friday, like 2 or 3 weeks ago, I get a text message from B that was like, "Hey, do you have time on 10:30?" And I was like, "On a Saturday? No." But I just had a cancellation at 1:30, so I was like, I can talk at 1:30. And she's like, okay, done. So I locked myself out at 1:30. And then I text Allie, and I was like, holy shit, are we about to get our spot? And she starts typing the ... stop.
Right. ...
Like where you're like, oh.
Something
Uh-oh.
different.
And then I wrote her, and I go, is it bad? And she goes, if I tell you, you have to pretend like you don't know. Which is like one of those sentences you're like,
Right.
fuck.
So she basically said she's bouncing with, tried to get her to do it.
No, well, no.
I meant her.
So what happened is that night, that Friday night, unbeknownst to me, Beatrice sent Allie a address and was like, hey, when you're done from work, come meet me out here. And Allie walked in, and it's the new place that B wants. And Allie's like, dude, there's no place for Joy. And she's like, oh, well, the new person wants to keep Joy. Like, I'm a piece of fucking furniture. So that was annoying. And Allie's like, no, this is a downgrade. So Allie's telling me all this. Basically what happened is the place that B wanted, her friend Victoria is renting and leasing. She does hair. And she told Victoria, if you ever plan to leave, I want to get this place. But a person named Maria asked first. So B was second in line, Maria was first in line. So to entice Maria to let her have this place, B went up to her and was like, I will give you the lease to Spoilish if you let me have this place.
Right. Oh, and you get to keep Joy.
And just asked us out, and we were like, what? And we were like, dude, we wanted the lease. We wanted to stay here. We don't even know who this Maria chick is. We didn't even know what she did. So it was super annoying. And then I didn't know this until later, but Allie was like, dude, this is wrong. We should have had first dibs on this lease. We've been here. We have an established clientele. And then B happened to tell her, like, you're young, you don't understand business. And then Maria was like, just
You're
go.
young, you don't understand business.
Oh, that made me so angry. And just go with the flow.
What a
Like,
fucking twat.
just like completely undermined all of us. So it was really annoying. And then so the next day, I already knew this was happening. So Allie and I made a thing.
I fucking knew that bitch was fake.
So Allie and I decided to offer her money to keep the lease. And she's like, well, I can't, because if I give you the lease, Maria will take the place I want, and then I won't have a place. And I was like, I don't really care.
Good, we'll kick you out anyway.
So I was like, okay, cool. So then she was like, nothing's going to change. And I was like, dude, everything's going to change. So then Allie and I have most likely decided that we're leaving and we're going to go find our own place. And then she offered us a 6-month lease, which we signed. But here's the weird thing. Here's where it gets all convoluted. We signed the lease with B. B, we're still going to pay B the money. And she's leaving as of the end of February. And Maria's taking over, but we still pay B because they don't want to tell the owner they're switching. So they're like, it's
so why
so...
don't you tell the owner? I
we
would.
can't get a hold of them, and she's told them something. It's a whole thing, and I'm done with it. I'm so done with that place. I want my own place now. So it was super annoying. And then, so the other day, it was a Monday. Allie doesn't work on Mondays. This Maria chick came in with B and with her interior designer. And I hear them, and they're like, oh, she's here. Oh, she's here. She's here. Because they know I'm a little bit more troublemaker, I guess, than Allie, which is so funny because it's so not me. But whatever, I am now. Boom, boom, boom. Fuck you. So, so they come in, and she's like, "Oh, this is Maria." And I was like, "Hi." And I'm texting Allie. I was like, "Holy fuck, they're in my room." And she's like, "Oh my god, your room's so nice." And I was like, "Uh-huh." And then they were like, "Oh," they saw I have a sign that says, if cauliflower can become pizza, you, my dear, can become anything. And then she's like, oh my god, that sign's so funny. And she's like, oh my god, they're treating me like a fucking idiot. Like, and I was like, okay, cool. So then they go in Allie's room, and I was like, oh my god, they're fucking in your room. And she's like, I feel so violated. I'm like, they're raping your room.
Yeah, she doesn't have a right to go in the room.
So it was super like, and I was like, this is so awkward. Well, then B's like, let's go outside and talk in private. So they go outside, and I can kind of hear him mumbling, and I was like, oh my god. And then Maria comes in, and it was very much reminded me of when I worked at corporate, and you got a new boss, and he's like, hey, slugger. Like, you know, like a new stepdad. Hey, I'm fucking your mom.
I hear good things.
And then she goes, oh, I heard you're a really good masseuse. Here's the thing, and I understand not everybody knows this. A masseuse is somebody who is not trained. A massage therapist is somebody who's trained, certified, and licensed. That's me. So when people call me a masseuse, it does quirk my butthole a little. I was like, but they don't know. But I just already didn't like her. So when you don't like somebody and they do something inconsequential, it's just like, fucking fuck you. And I was like, yeah, I'm really good. And then she's like, well, I'm gonna get me and my husband and my family. She's like, I'm gonna get you so much business. And I was like, okay, well, I'm really busy. And she seemed off guard because I don't think B realizes how busy Allie and I are.
Well, and I also don't think she realizes that you don't work for her.
That is true. She treats us like employees.
B doesn't realize you don't work for her.
And that's another thing too. Oh, that thing. And so when B's like, there's so much, we're going back. And she's like, there's so much wrong with this building. And I go, dude, everything that's wrong with this building, John can fix in like 30 minutes. And she's like, you never told me your husband was a handyman. And that irked me. And I guess this is petty, but I was like, dude, when the light went out in the bathroom, I told you John could fix it, but you didn't like the sound of the fan, so that's why we had the lamp in the bathroom. And I was like, but also, you went to my kid's wedding.
Right.
You don't fucking know what my husband, I know what your husband does for a living. By the way, he's a contractor. Why doesn't he fix this? I was like, I know what your kids do for a living. Like, I'm so inconsequential to you that you don't fucking know I've worked with you for 2 years. Anyway, that bugged me. So anyways, back to this. So Maria's like, hey, Slugger, I'm fucking your mom. And I was like, cool. And then she was like, I'm really fun. Like, this is going to be awesome. Nothing's going to change. I'm not trying to kick anyone out. And I'm like, uh-huh. And I go, and finally I was like, I'm sorry. I go, what do you do? And she was like, oh, I do lashes and brows. And I was like, oh, the same thing Allie does. And she's like, oh, well, there's enough people in the city for all of us to go around. And I was like, dude, Allie's busy. Because she doesn't. I was like, she's
like she's trying to hustle work, and you're like, we don't need that.
Yeah, I was like,
she's already here.
Yeah, I was like, dude,
I'm turning shit away.
I was like, she's busier than I am. And she was like, oh, and she's like, well, I'm just not trying to kick anyone out. And I go, I get that, but here's the thing. And she's like, everything's going to be awesome. I'm not changing anything. I'm just going to redecorate. And I was like, uh-huh. And I go, here's the thing. I go, it just really bugs me, and we feel like the rug was pulled out from under us because we were going to take over. We thought we were going to get the lease. We should have had first dibs on the lease. And I go, and it's really messed up. And she's like,
I didn't know you told her.
Oh, yeah. And she goes, oh, it's going to be so much. Completely did not acknowledge what I just said. Glossed the fuck over it. And I was all,
There you go, okay. I'm
cool.
done with you.
Cool. And I was like, bye. Okay.
Like me right here pressing, okay, I'm done with you.
Yeah, I was like, all right, cool. And then I like shut down. And I was like, fucking on. It was so awkward anyway. And Allie's like, I'm so sorry I'm not there. And I was like, I fucking hate this so much. And then at one point I left and I went in the bathroom and I peed and I was just pacing the bathroom. And Allie's like, what are you doing? I was like, I'm pacing the bathroom. Like, I don't fucking know what to do.
Walked into your room and shut the door.
And so it's just whatever. So then, but the next Monday, and this is so not like me, I am full out, straight up atheist. Like, I do not believe in God. I do not believe in the Bible. But I am very spiritual. I do believe in positive vibes. I believe in positive energy because that shit can be, it's scientifically proven. Like, you can prove energy. If you are around positive energy, the ions, so anyway, that can be proven scientifically. I'm fucking into it, right? But I met this girl on TikTok like 2 years ago, and she's a psychic medium, spiritual path to the soul. Her name's Megan. And she's just cute. She's this tiny little thing. She's from Boston or somewhere back east. And I just liked the way she was. She was very positive. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to fucking book a psychic reading with her. Which I never do this. So I did. And then, so I get on the phone, or Zoom with her. And we were both like, oh my God, I can't believe I'm meeting you. Oh my God. It was like really fun. And she goes, okay, she goes, life, love, money. And I go, lease. I go, I just have a question about a lease. And she goes, okay.
So you let her?
She looked me at, yeah, I did, whatever. Thanks, John. Make me feel better. She looked at me and she looked at me really funny and she's like, you have a partner, right? Well, when I hear partner, I fucking think of you. And I was like, yeah, I'm married. And she kept looking at me funny and she was like, okay. And she's like, well, where you and your partner are at right now is very chaotic. She goes, I hear like heels and boot clicking. She's like, I hear like rattling, I hear dryer beeping. So she's like, it's very chaotic where you're at. And she's all, where you're going is going to be very quiet. And she's like, you and your partner, it's going to be very quiet. And I go, wait, is my partner, are you thinking of a girl? And she's like, yes.
She's like, yeah, I thought you were
positive.
I thought you were scissoring.
No, she's like, I thought your husband was a bitch. And I was like, oh, he is. No, so I was like, no, it's Allie. And so then she was like, oh my God, that makes so much more sense. And then she told me, she's like, but it's not going to happen right away. She's like, I'm seeing it in like the summer months, like end of July, beginning of August. My lease ends August 1st. My butthole fucking twitched and made an O face. I was like, oh shit. And I was like, okay. And then she was going on. And she's like, the people you're going to get, your landlords are going to be husband and wife or partners, but you're going to deal more with the wife, and she's really going to like you too, and she's going to take care of you, and you're not going to find it till a month and a half before you need to leave. She's like, everything's going to be, she goes, at some point, you and your partner are going to walk out, look at each other, and go, it's so fucking quiet here. And I was like, okay, cool. And then she goes, you're going to publish a book. And I go, okay, well, I've got 14 out. And she's like, oh my God, okay, that makes so much sense. And then she goes, it's going to be 3 books in about 4 years. And she's like, these 3 books are going to be like unlike something you've written before. She goes, you've written a book in a weekend. And I go, yes, I have. I wrote Transparent in a Weekend. You should check it out. It's a good book. And she's like, this is going to be different. She's like, I see you like mapping it out on poster board. Okay. Before I published or even wrote Breaking Faith, I started a book a long time ago.
I do remember you doing this.
And it was when John was in Portland, Oregon. I started it, pen and paper. It was just me and the 3 boys. Didn't know what else to do, so I started writing this book. In my closet somewhere are 3 poster boards mapped out of all 3 books.
Right.
And it fucking gave me goosebumps.
You had the part of it written too, didn't you?
I do.
Still do?
And Ella read it.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah, so I was like, holy, and she goes, but you're not going to publish it till about 4 years from now. She's like, you're really busy for the next 4 years. Brody starts high school in August. Brody graduates high school in 4 years. I was like, holy fuck. And then she's all, but this one's going to be something. And she's like, I see you and your husband, like, on a porch, and you guys look at each other, and you're like, how the fuck did this happen?
It'll be this porch.
All right, and then maybe it's not this husband.
Probably
a more
not.
Positive one.
I could be gone already. It's still
So
4 years away.
It was a really cool reading, and I really appreciated it. And I have another one. Just kidding. No, I'm not.
No, you're not.
Yeah. So that was really cool, and it made me feel really good about this because, like I said, I wasn't worried because Allie and I are fine. Our people are gonna follow us.
So I find it funny though. It's like when you think of like the medium people like that, I just want to walk up and sit down and be like, go.
But see, that's not how it works.
But yeah, as soon as you lead them, they just start picking like 20 questions.
And that's why she's like, well, that's what happened. I was on the phone with her, or I was on her live, and she's like, I think I'm not going to do this anymore. She goes, because I start doing these things, and people are like, what did my grandpa say to me on August 1st? And she's like, that's not how it works. Or she'll have she'll have husbands that are walking by, like the wife's talking, and that's not true, and that's not going to happen. But here's the thing, if you're manifesting it and you believe in it, like, why can't, and if it's positive, why would you not want to hear it? Even if it doesn't come true, it's nice to hear.
Sure, I can see that.
All right. Well, it started out cool.
No, it's great. It does something for you. It's great.
All right.
Keeps you positive. It's great.
Thanks
for listening to Joy.
Lick, clit, surprise.
Toodles.
Bye.
Ish.